Jack Harlow, man. Louisville, Kentucky. Homie shot a nigga in the club. Colonel Sanders. White men can't jump. Hardest white boy ever.
Crime Apple might have something to say about that too. Right. Bill might have something to say about that, man.
Right.
Jack
And they
Harlow
all
dropped a
this
new
week
album,
too.
man. Actually, man, it was funny. He shot this behind my grandma's house, the album cover. This came out of nowhere, by the way.
Salute to Jack for that, for just
Salute to
dropping
Jack.
one down, man.
This is his third studio album. He's from our neck of the woods, so we got to salute. The album was decent. What do y'all think in the chat, man? Because I see y'all going in on the chat anyway. But Bebo P, J Camp, this is from J Camp's hometown. I mean, we gotta be real when it comes from the crib. So J Camp, just initial listen. We ain't going in like this ain't no review. It's just reaction. Just came out yesterday.
Yeah.
J Camp, Bebo P, what you thinking, J Camp, on this Jackman, Jack Harlow third album? Cause the dude can spit, but can't he make an album?
Initial listen, man, it felt forced. And that's why I wanted to comment on what Madden said. This felt like you trying to prove to me, like somebody who don't really like listen to Jack Harlow like all the time. Like you trying to prove to me that you are a worthy listen. Like you trying to destroy all the narratives. Like, which I understand that, but I feel like as an artist, you got to rise above that. You don't need to make an album to let me know, to accept you for an MC. I accept you for that. But I know you're not going to make the type of music that I'm particularly going to want rock to. And that's okay. That's perfectly fine. Do you, my G? Do you, but you don't have to remind me on every single song.
Right, yeah.
You don't have to remind me. This should have been like a 4-track EP and it would have been butter. The production on here is nice. The production is nice, but it's so forced, man. It's just a jam down your throat. I'm here and I'm here to stay. Like we get that. Like I know you not on because you white. I know you didn't get in the game but you don't have to tell me that though.
Right.
People who understand hip hop know. So if you want me to listen to your music, don't do that. Do not. You don't have to tell me what I already know.
Do you think the whole white rapper thing bothers him that much?
He made a whole album about it. Besides a couple of little tracks where he's trying to talk about some shorties, but I get it. This was like his personal album, like his contemporary album.
Fab. First of all, let's be clear. Fab is a music dude. He said he liked the album. It was good.
And I'm not mad at anybody who thinks, but I guess when I'm listening to it, sonically, it sounds good, but it's too much of the same though. It's almost like when somebody says like, you got certain rappers who just talk about coke all the time on every. It's almost like the opposite of the Pusha T. Like when people say, well, man, all Pusha T do is talk about coke on every single song. On this album, all he did was tell me it ain't about my skin complexion. It's about what I'm doing. Like people love me for a reason. I'm making hits. Okay. Perfect. We know that.
Mama Bears.
That's why you in the game. It's because someone thought you're actually talented. I feel like to me, it's more of a testament to your skin complexion. If you on that ola, you know what I'm saying? If you on that Snow Informer, if you're doing that, then it's about your skin complexion. But you actually rapping on tracks with Wayne and Drake and other people, and you holding your own. Like I think we can recognize he got skill, but if I'm in the room with him and I'm like A&R'ing, like bro, we not doing nothing but we might do 2 tracks of this. That's all we need. Because to me, you turning off people who like me. I breathe hip hop. So you don't have to tell me about your skill because I can hear it. Like we good.
Give me 2
He's
tracks
trying
of the
to.
"Woe
That's
Is
why it
Me" that
sounds
I'm a white
forced.
rapper. Now let's move on to something else.
Yeah, like we only need 1 track of that. We don't need 8. That's why it's forced.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you trying so hard. It was almost like when Brian was in Miami trying to be the villain. You know what I'm saying? That
He's trying to prove a point that
he's
he
trying
was
to
in
prove a
Miami.
point.
Yeah, like the reason why I left is because this. You know what I'm saying? It
You don't
wasn't to
have
win the ring.
to. We know you good. Just stay in your lane and do you. There's gonna be haters. Didn't we talk about this earlier? People gonna talk. People gonna notice. People gonna hate on you, bro. That comes with success. That comes with success. You dropped an angry album, and it was not necessary because that's not you.
Well, this
You're
is the
not
thing though.
that guy, bro.
We know he can spit, but a lot of people know him for that first class up in the
And he's
tub.
trying to kill those narratives, but
And so
you
it's like, hey
kill
man,
narratives
you don't want to be the
by
one hit
dropping
wonder
heat.
dude, but it is what it is right now, right?
You kill narratives by dropping heat. That's how you do that.
Fab saying he agrees with Madden. It seems forced, but I respect his point of view. He was coming from in other Burb Kids. His albums was better than last joint, but he's not gassing it like other platforms are. So, Bebo, what's your thoughts on this, man? Again, Jay Kent went in. This is
And I'm not
hometown
saying
dude.
it's garbage. I'm not saying
Yeah.
that his project is garbage.
I don't think it's garbage. Hold up, man. Just so y'all know what's going on. Hold on, let me fair use on this joint. Let me play a little song.
Squatting, trying to get that popping. Caught back talking to their mom and dads often. Reciting rap lyrics about murder and cash profit.
I mean, that beat goes, bro.
But don't have to act on it. Local homicide rates got him astonished. Reading about it on a laptop and pad John.
I mean,
he's in the pocket.
Duke can spit.
We know you can rap, bro, but you don't have to give it to me like pause on every single track, man. I mean, it gets to the point where I was like, I started skipping after track 4. I started skipping after that. That's why I said, man, if this was like a little 4-track EP and you want to do this, call it Jackman, I'm right there with you. But you gave me like 8 or 9 of them things. I'm good. I'm good. You don't have to tell another people who listen to your album also rap too. So you know what I'm saying? Like we dissect this thing. That's what we do. We dissect it.
Well, and let's be clear. His debut movie comes out May 19th. So this is almost like the prelude to let's roll out an album real quick. You know what I'm saying? And so we're gonna kind of hopefully get some sales off the movie. You know what I'm saying?
But he's giving people like me ammunition to pick his bars apart. Because that's basically, I feel like that's what you want me to do at this point in time.
Fact.
If you're telling me that you're not respected and that you're here to be respected, okay. Well, let's do this thing then. I'm gonna break it down bar for bar, and it's more the same.
I will say that.
Go ahead, Bebo. No, you got it.
From what I could tell, it sounded like a better turnaround from that last album.
Oh, absolutely. It's way
that had
better
the
than
first
last
class
album.
and so forth.
It's way better than that.
I can't go back much further than that outside of maybe a track here, a track there, because you know more Jack Harlow's catalog than I do personally, J Camp. So I'll trust your judgment, but at least from what I've heard from that album that had First Class on it, I think it was called First Class. Now that I think about it, the album was whatever it was called. That album from that album to this one, it's a better situation. But hey, I guess it's a step up from 2022 to say the least.
It was.
He did have, it sounded like he got real personal on some things.
I respect
like that.
that.
The Ambitious. He talked about his journey as a young male coming up on the music grind and his youth, just his overall youth in general. With that dope sample, that gang.
That was probably one of my favorite joints.
Which one? The gang
on the album.
Oh, okay, yeah. Because I mean, it has some deep. That has some deep content. I think the first verse talked about Cat.
That and it can't be
the 4-letter R word, and then the second verse he did talked about the same thing with the youth. I think it was a 10-year-old, but I mean, and just camaraderie in general to the ones you know or knew. But like you were just saying, J Camp, that it can't be. He was basically saying to what was said earlier by you, J Camp, in the chat, or at least topic wise, which was brought up. He was basically saying that the primary and or sole reason of his success was due to his skin color, while disregarding all of the work, grind, and experiences that he put in. And the LP's last song, Questions, it just does that really regarding a variety of things about him, his things, places, and or other variables in relation to whatever or whoever's around him. So I'm not mad at, this project, like I said, compared to the last one, but you guys, and as well as J Camp and Iceberg, y'all might know better than me as far as like his overall catalog. But it's a step up from the last one.
That last one, Bebo P, is the one I would say he needs to take off. Like the Questions, because that's not anything different than what like Drake has done.
Well, this is the thing too, man. Okay, let's skip the music. The dude said he was the hardest white boy ever. Why? Why would he say that? And again, I think this album for him is like, this is my Marshall Mathers album when Marshall was in the front of his mom's house. You know what I'm saying?
And that's kind of my whole point.
So I'm in the alley. I'm in the alley with the trash cans with the hoop in the back.
You don't want us to look at you for your skin complexion, but yet you say you're the hardest white boy ever. So basically, you're telling me you want me to look at you for your skin complexion. Like it just contradicts everything that you're trying to do and stand for. Like to me, it's just unnecessary. But that again,
do you think that there's a insecurity, a significant insecurity
in there? Because he's probably hearing people talking, but that comes with success. I mean, if I am managing him, I'm telling him that.
Also,
go ahead, Bebo.
No, go ahead. Finish your thoughts. My bad, bro.
I was just gonna say, the more people talk, that plays to your success. You should embrace that. Keep doing what you're doing. Like, people love your music, and he's one of the few that my hometown actually supports. We've had other artists come out and they don't get that love. I mean, ESTG is from my hometown too. He don't get that love that Harlow get. He actually gets more respect in other cities than he does. I don't want to say that.
Salute Queen Anna in the building.
I don't want to say that. ESTG, he do get love in Louisville, but Jack definitely, they love Jack though.
Well, and this thing too though, I consider him like the Lonzo Ball of the rap game. You know what I'm saying? You come in with all this hype, you getting all these endorsement deals, you got a $500 shoe that look like a nurse bull. You know what I'm saying? You selling $500 sneakers at the Dollar General bull.
Perfect comparison.
But then it's like, I want people to respect me, but people can't respect you because you getting so much the Colonel Sanders swag. You got the KFC swag. You got first class. Like, that's what people know you for. They don't know you for the bars. So again, you can't be mad at how people perceive you, because you ain't dropped no. At least with Drake, at least he tried to drop a couple mixtapes before he came out. He aligned himself with somebody that had a little street cred. We know him for aligning himself with a Drake joint. You know what I'm saying?
He's fine with that. He's fine with people not respecting him.
Right.
He's good with that at this point in his career.
Yeah. He's the Alonzo Ball rap. You know what I'm saying? So again, you can't knock the hustle. You can't knock people when you basically doing a KFC commercial and you the new Colonel Sanders and boo. You know what I'm saying? 100%. You can't knock the hustle, man. When you over here at the Derby doing some goofy stuff, having some black dudes hold you up so your shoes don't get dirty.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? Again,
100%.
I see you, Bebo. So at the end of the day, dog,
optics.
You know what I'm saying? You can't. If you want to get away from that persona, you know what I'm saying? You align yourself. Do a drama mixtape. Do some stuff, man, where people see your skill set. Because again, this dude can spit. So like Lonzo can shoot a 3. But at the end of the day, maybe your dad messed up your brand a little bit by doing too much at first. Go in and do some mixtapes. Go in and do some stuff for the inner city, man, before you start basically trying to use it. Before some of the marketing employees kind of use that to kind of push you up, man, and get you in that hot tub.
Listen, Jack is successful, man. Just keep doing what you do. You like, angry music ain't you. You know what I'm saying? Like, the vibe of this album ain't angry, but it's the tone. It's the clap back. That part of it it sounds like a frustrating a frustrated Jack Harlow to me. But I mean, the sonically, the album's cool. I mean, but most of the people that come to this platform probably are not checking for this. But I think it's still important that we reviewed this because
Facts.
there are people who do like Harlow, and if it's somebody who ain't never really rocked with him before, you might want to rock with this. But I'm not telling you to. I'm just saying, just check it out. But I'm just giving my perspective on it, and I think it's too much. Like he's pushing too much of a. He's trying to change the narrative so hard that it's overwhelming to your eardrums. And it's like, okay, buddy, I get it. I got it on track 2. We on track 6. You still on
Facts.
this.
Well, this thing too. Okay, we see the album cover. We see the basketball court in there. We know the movie's coming out. White Men Can't Jump reboot without them Rosie Perez situations.
And Paul Wall never changed who he was. Never tried to.
Facts. Do you think this is the persona of his character, the white boy that was around black dudes that can hoop, but he doesn't get credit? Do you think this is the music that kind of goes with that persona? And maybe it's not just him. Maybe I'm trying to give him out a little bit. BOP, what you thinking on this? And J Camp and the chat.
I think that this comes off as the opposite of of the album and the persona that he purported prior, because he sounded just like every song and every verse that you heard on that last First Class album, I believe is what was called. It sounded like Drake wrote everything. It's almost like they were trying to purport him
trying
to
to
be.
make him.
They were trying to purport him to
Drake.
be they were trying to make him to be the next great white hype.
Damn.
And it something's eating something. It sounds like it's eating away at Harlow here. So this is like a 180 from the presentation that we got in 2022.